How's it going, everybody? Thanks for watching another video. So tonight I want to share with you the Smart Laser by Xtech. Now if you know Xtech, they make great AK-47 magazines and great accessories for other magazines. And I'm telling you right now, what's in this box is a game changer. Alright guys, before getting into the actual review, I want to share with you what makes this a smart laser slash flashlight as compared to some of the other flashlights that you can put on your pistol. Now normally I've seen some flashlights where there's levers here that you got to mess with or buttons that you have to push to activate the flashlight laser, and if you have short hands it is a freaking nightmare. Now the smart laser gives you the option of activating it the traditional way, but what makes this a smart laser are these sensors in the back. And all you literally have to do is break the plane with either your trigger finger or your support hand, and it's going to turn the laser and flashlight off and on. It is so natural to do. Like, you just naturally take your grip. If you get your finger on the trigger, it's going to turn on. If you have it on the frame and you just cover the sensor, it's going to turn it off and on. It is the most natural feeling flashlight I've ever used. So from a home defense standpoint, if you don't want to be seen, you just stay off the sensor, and then when you want to use it, you cover it back up. It is so easy to use. There's no training necessary. Let's have a closer look to see how this works. Alright, that's what the Xtech Smart Laser box looks like, and in this box you're going to pick up one CR2 battery. You have two mounting options here. This is the Glock mounting option. You can see how one of the mounting hoses is down there at the corner. It's not very even as compared to the Picatinny rail option where they're evenly across like that. And these are the mounting screws for those mounts. And you get two wrenches. The bigger one will be to match the screws for the mounts, and the smaller one will be for your elevation and windage adjustments. And of course you get the smart laser itself. Let's have a closer look. The battery compartment is going to be on the left side. Unscrew the lid, pop the battery in, and just make sure when you're screwing the lid back in not to cross thread it, because those threads are pretty soft. You'll ruin the entire unit. So just press down and screw that in. Alright, let's get the mounts on here. So you can see that there's these little shelves in here, and there's a little cutout on the actual mount, so they can only fit one way, right in like that. So press it in like that, and then the other side has the matching shelf and inserts, just like that. And really all you got to do from here is insert the screws here and tighten it down. So what I want to do is get everything together, all the hardware in, because I want to weight just to see how much everything weighs. Just want to know how much weight we're going to be adding to the pistol itself. But it's that simple. Alright, let's take a quick measuring with the battery and the hardware installed onto the smart laser. Coming in at 2.5 ounces. That's almost as light as a Spyderco Delica. Alright, just in case you're wondering just how big the smart laser is, let's get a size reference comparing it to a tasty bottle of mini Woodford Reserve. Alright, let me stand them up like this so you can see like the thickness and how tall it is. You can see it comes up right to the shoulder of that mini bottle. Turn it sideways like that. Check it out. And a view from the front, all underneath that shoulder. Alright, let me give you a quick tour around the laser and then I'll show you how to install it. Alright, here's a quick tour around the smart laser, starting off with the sensors, because this is where all of the magic happens. So the important thing to remember about this is once you cross the plane on either side, it's going to activate the flashlight or the laser depending on what mode you're in, and they do work independently. Now the key things about the sensors is if it's on sensor mode, it's continuously going to scan for 14 hours. And then I think if you don't cross the plane, it'll shut off, so it can reset itself. You can also adjust the sensitivity for both of these sensors. And all you're going to do is use the selector button. Now, the selector button is how you turn it off and on and cycle through the modes. But depending on what side you're going to adjust, you're just going to hold it down for 6 seconds. And that one light is going to illuminate. And I think it's this side that's going to make it more sensitive and that side that's going to make it less sensitive. It's in the instructions, but the important thing to remember is that you can make the sensitivity higher or lower. Now we got the battery compartment here, windage adjustment here, Got elevation down here on the bottom, and then here's a closer look at the diffuser on the flashlight. That is 185 lumens, and this is a Cree LED. Let me check out the model because some people are really into what type of LED it is. So the flashlight LED is a XP-G3 LED, and the diffuser is really going to spread the light out on there, and that is a green laser. Let's get this indoor demo on its way. The buttons I'm going to be messing around with is this guy right here. So just to turn it on, it's a quick press just like this, and it's going to go back to whatever mode it was previously on. So right now it's on constant on all the time, so it's laser flashlight mode. And to turn it off, it's just a quick click and it turns off. All right, and then to cycle through the 5 modes, you're going to do a quick click here to turn it on. So it's going to go back to that last mode that you were on. So that's flashlight and laser. I'm going to try to click these both at the same time. So you got to click the left side and the right side at the same time. So let's see what mode is next here. Okay, just flashlight by itself, laser by itself, some strobe with laser, which I don't think I'll ever use, and then just strobe by itself, and that should go right back to flashlight and laser, which I think I would use. And to turn it back off, you're just going to click, and it shuts off. All right, moving on to how to turn on the sensors. So instead of doing a quick click here, you're going to hold it down for a few seconds, and you're going to notice that the sensors are on. Now, once you break that plane in here, you can see that it's going to turn on and turn off. Now, it's not quite exact. Like if I move my thumb sometimes around back here, I can get it to turn on a little bit. See that? But what this is meant to do is when your support hand comes up here, it turns on. And then when you take it off, it shuts off. And on the trigger side, if you keep your finger on the frame, all you got to do is break the plane and it turns on. Or if you just got to get on that trigger right away, it's going to be there all the time. So for me, I don't know how some people are going to work this indoors, but I would get my finger on the trigger all the time and do my scanning that way. But some people think that's unsafe. That's fine. You can keep your finger off of the trigger, drop it to break the plane and scan this way. Or if you just totally feel unsafe doing it that way, you can scan by doing like this. Oh yeah, coming to you live from the desert out here in Sloan. Darkness, everybody, darkness. Let me just show you how bright this flashlight is. Okay, so I'm about 5 yards away from both of these targets. Man, having that laser on there, you just put it where you need to and pull that trigger. So decent throw for that little tiny flashlight. Alright, I got a little bit of light here so you can see what my hands and fingers are up to. And you can see that both of the sensors are on there. And remember, they work independently of each other. So let's say your gun is just kind of sitting like this at home. You hear something going on and you got to get to your gun real quickly. You can just grab it, and as soon as you drop your finger on that trigger, it's going to activate the sensor on this side. So again, here's what it looks like. Off, on, off, on. One more time on this side. Off and on. So you can actually use this to scan, right? If you don't feel comfortable doing that because your finger's on the trigger, you can keep it on the frame and use your supporting hand as a scanning method like this. And off, and on, and off. Ooh, let's get a quick shooting demo. Alright, so the laser is going to look a little bit high because it's sighted in for 10 yards, but let's see what we can do here. Alright guys, once again, that is the smart laser from Xtech. So easy to use, so comfortable. I didn't have any problems transitioning into it. However, I think for the next round, what I would like to see is maybe some quick detach mounts here, maybe a bigger button here to manually turn it off and on, and definitely some way to charge it while it's on the pistol. Because let's face it, if you don't have a battery charger, there's no way for you to recharge that CR2 battery that's in there. But in general, it's so easy to use. Literally, it's like on, off, on, off. Guys, if you're looking for a new flashlight for your pistol, go check them out. Once again, that's the Smart Laser by Xtech. Guys, that's the ending of the video. Hope you found it useful. If you liked it, please give it the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to Chemo365, please do. And remember, I'll catch you guys laters.